Hello again, RoyZesch.REALTOR here, Coldwell Banker Legacy and St. Angelo. Today I want to continue my healthy living series, Baby Step 7, Eat Good Fats. This is going to be one of the ones where people start to it starts to be a little controversial. Some of the known, the general information that people think they know is I'm going to try to contradict that, because I think a lot of it is blatantly false and misleading. So for many years, we've been told that fat causes lots of problems, causes artery clogging, it's Monday, causes clogging of the arteries, causes heart disease and these type of things. And if you look at the research that was done on that, done back in the 1950s and 60s, it was really not real well done. It was like they had an agenda going into the whole deal. So I'm going to suggest to you that fats, particularly the saturated fats, are not the problem in most people's diet that they're thought to be. That, again, I've said this part before, that sugar is the problem. And so my suggestion with Baby Step 7 is eating good fats, is look at the fats that people were eating 150, 200 years ago. What did your great-grandparents eat? What were they eating at that stage? and use those fats. The fats we use a lot of times when we're trying to replace saturated fat, Crisco was one of those inventions. There was hydrogenated fatty acids, and that breaks them down. It took the Industrial Revolution and the mechanical and chemical processes that were invented during that time to be able to even make some of these fats. I mean, you can squeeze corn all day and it's hard to get very much fat out of it, but yet you can go buy gallons of corn oil at the grocery store today. How does that work? I mean, it's a very intensive process done in a factory somewhere to take corn and get corn oil. So, I mean, there is an amount of oil in corn, but it's not, there's a reason people never used it historically. So the big ones that I would recommend using, get rid of most of the seed-based oils. I mean, the corn oil, canola oil, any of those sunflower seed, even peanut oil. It's maybe a little better than some of the others, but those aren't the great ones. The oils to use, again, are the ones that have been used for hundreds of years, millennia. It's coconut oil, palm oil, olive oil, and butter. And butter really gets you going. But again, that I know that contradicts the common knowledge, but I really believe the common knowledge in this case is way off base. The fun part about all this is when you go back to the baby step about eating your veggies. Well, veggies are a whole lot easier to eat and much more enjoyable when they're combined with some of these good fats. Whether it's olive oil or butter. Last night, my wife made some Brussels sprouts that she cooked in the oven, baked with butter on them, and they were fabulous. So this is where you can really add the flavor back to your diet that you cut out in some of the steps by eliminating some of the sugar and stuff. So this is a key thing, and getting enough of your calories from fat, it helps your metabolism, it feeds your brain, because your brain is largely composed of fat. And again, a lot of the research on the arteriosclerosis, hardening of arteries and stuff like that related to fats is really not well done. I think there's much better research today that shows that that's not really the problem. So, but that's it, is trying to get a good percentage of your calories every day from fats. The good news about this is they're relatively inexpensive, and it doesn't take a lot of volume. But it fills you up. It makes you feel full for longer periods of time. And I'll get into that a little bit more in some future ones about some of the ketosis and some of those kind of things, and how fats versus carbs affect the way your body processes them. But for today, just again, use those fats. Don't be afraid to use those fats that have been used historically for years. If you're, stuff at low temperatures, salads and stuff, the olive oil is great. Butter's great. And I don't know if you've ever tried it. You can get it at HEB, I think Walmart as well. They're Kerrygold butter. It's from grass-fed cows from Ireland. It's imported. And this stuff is absolutely amazing. The first time I tasted it on something, it was like, wow, this is really good. We quit buying any other butter. And it does cost more than the other butters, but the flavor of it is just so amazing. And so again, it's going to cost a little bit more money possibly, but it's the flavor profile and the health and nutrition profile is a lot better for you. So Good fats, again, your brain is made up of them, your body uses fat, it stores fat, and you want your body to be able to burn the fat that's been stored as well. We want to, we'll have some fat we want to get rid of, right? So one of the ways you do this is putting enough fat in your diet. And again, I think probably in the neighborhood of a third of your calories, third even as much as 50%, could come from fat. We talked about, heavy on veggies, but you don't get a lot of calories out of veggies. We talked about with meats, you don't need huge quantities of meat. So you may get 25 or 30% of your calories from meat, but it's hard to get just the volume. And that's where the fats can really make that up. They really are, particularly these traditional fats, are good for your bodies. There's you can get virgin olive oil, virgin coconut oil that are just basically, they shred up coconuts and let them sit there, and the oil rises to the top and they just skim it off the top. There's some that are a little bit more processed, and expeller pressed coconut oil is a little cleaner if you're cooking with it and stuff, if you don't like the coconut flavor. But coconut oil and palm oil historically were used in baking up until the 1950s and 60s when the saturated fat scare came into being. So anyway, these are fats that have been historically used for years and years, and they're probably a lot better for your body than some of the manufactured fats. Honestly, is a good description of some of the more modern ones, because it takes an intense chemical and mechanical process to extract the oil you need, and that's part of, it's just not a natural process. So historical eaten oils are what you want to be eating. So that's all for today. Any questions, give me a call. RoyZesch.REALTOR, 325-268-0775. Thank you.